Oh yes, we just completed the seemingly final quest for whatever this place was called. And all these deaths could have been avoided if they just hired us.
I'd have followed Quentin to that manor if I could have done, and I'll keep following him now. Wherever that...
Ah, Sid. What a pleasant the night my family was taken.
I lost my voice. At least he cleaned the blood off
For my
himself.
folly, our village is no more. You see,
This is giving me Asgard vibes. Asgard is not a place, it's a people.
yet here I remain. Except, of course,
Wow, just ask me to save the world.
until
It's
next
easy, right?
meet.
Double check. I'm just showing here my accessories if I can remember it off by heart. I think that's what the minuscule amount that leveling does in this game, but I suppose it all adds up in the end. I'm curious as to if there's any respawns of wasps on the other side, or they're just going to be a sort of event kind of fight. Gonna destroy their vineyards.
Ready, go?
The question is, what are they gonna do with food? Are they gonna eat the grapes? Okay, some of these posts exist, some don't. I remember buttons. Just swap back to the dogs. I'm not wasting my potions. Yeah, but it seems like those were unique spawn enemies, so I suppose that'd be fine. This could be a case of if old Lost Wing, or if this is gonna call this new Lost Wing. Wanting broth? You said that this place is just gonna have enemies spawning in it. Gonna drive anything that goes in here mad. This could be a spot for a new hunt location. I would say you're here early, Bronf, but I started a bit late anyway. It's also a case of if you have daylight savings ended in where you are. At least for now, something here. Only 8:20 p.m. Pass. I don't know if that means you've had daylight savings end or not. So it's currently 9:18 here. Didn't they lock that door before? I could have sworn that was locked when I tried to go back through there. Just leave me. Oh, it's a dead end that might have a hunt in it now. Was a guy with a cannon, so he might be a new hunt villain. Change an hour forward 5 weeks, you think? That's a weird time to change it. Alright. Thought this would be a good way to unrust my hands. This is only a B. Trumpeter? I don't think that's a trumpet. Bring out your dead.
Me and my mortar. Purge them of their sin.
You'll regret doing my mother's bidding. Slow. Nice try.
Okay, he kept breaking while he's doing that.
Nice try. Too slow.
I don't think this guy has a weak spot, even though he has a head.
Nice try.
Too far away. It's currently in a non-stagger stage. Okay, he had to go through his recall thing first.
Slow. Nice try.
Farewell.
Am I going to give Dragon Age Vanguard a go? No.
Your work here is done.
I have very little interest in it. I didn't like Inquisition to start, but Vanguard isn't looking too good right now. I never got that chest. I have that. You never came up here? Turn this down a bit because it gets really loud during the fight. I don't think there's much else I want to be mastering to move around in here. Well, my skills are currently upgraded or mastered, so just preparing for where the next ability is going to be. Well, apparently there's more huts still to go.
Martha's got a big heart. It's a pity there's so many who are happy to take advantage of it.
Ah, Clive. Just the man I was hoping to see.
Oh? And why is that?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been lost to an ether flood. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft after all. But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room up here on the rock. Which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us safe are living like beggars.
I see.
And it ain't just that lot. There's bears to think about too. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from all over looking for safe haven. But there's only so many we can shelter with the room we've got. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need is a new home for our new arrivals. And that's what I was hoping you might help me with. If it ain't too much of a burden, of course.
It's no burden.
No burdens
Thank
at
you,
all.
Clive.
So, where were you thinking of making this new home?
Well, I reckon we could do a lot worse than Eastpool.
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I thought about that place.
It was a tragedy, what happened. And if any of us could have done anything to stop it, we would have. But what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village they loved to be left in ruins.
I suppose you're right.
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it yet. There's just one problem. A
Monsters.
band of cutthroats have made it their den, and they don't seem like they'll be moving on in a hurry. Nasty bastards they are too. I've lost some good men to their raids. Would have sent someone to clear 'em out sooner if my boys didn't already have their hands full fending off the Akashic. But now we've got a few more guardians of the flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made our move. What do you say? Fancy leading a raiding party?
Will just be me?
Do. Eastpool was once home to people I loved. I won't have bandits sully those memories. I'll gladly drive them out of there.
And I know the men will gladly follow you. I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win the place back. And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too. Why don't you go and talk to him?
Of course.
Eastpool sadly feels like the perfect place for an ether flood to erupt.
Reckon Eastpool would make a nice little home for a few bearers and guardians with a mind to make a go of it. Once those blasted bandits have been sent packing, that is.
Back to Eastpool, then.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first.
Men following Clive didn't know he was a man's man. I mean, look at him, he's bulging with muscles.
Making this town a welcoming place, but hospitality has its limits.
If you're wondering how this place got so busy, blame the ether. Guardians, bearers, folks from all over have come, seeking refuge from the floods, and the poor devils that drowned in them. For us who've lived here since back in Elwyn's day, it takes some getting used to. And sooner or later it's gonna take some sorting out.
So Wade, It's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rossfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us, not to mention each other's. And then there are the bearers, men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues running for the hills.
So, what can you tell me?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen at our last count. And rather less, thankfully, the road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with Akashic. A small force would suffice to clear the village, but if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between a rock and a very hard place indeed.
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close. Make sure I'm not taken unawares.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself, my lord.
The Akashic are the bigger risk. I can handle a few bandits.
Well, if you're sure, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you before long.
All right. I'll meet you at Eastpool then.
We shall see you there. And may victory await our coming.
Clive even admitted it. It kind of feels like we should swap these positions around. We should go off the Akashic since we can deal with the harder threat.
Don't bother.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a band of Curl Gone Blue couldn't break it down.
Brother Wade informed us of the plan, my lord. Please proceed to Eastpool whenever you're ready. We'll join you anon.
At least it pushes you past this thing twice, so you can just teleport around it.
Can hardly make out a bloomin' thing. All for a sunny day.
These fellas gonna care about the Hornets? You fellas gonna defend your town? No? At least the AI can deal with them mostly. Do they not want to kill the final one? They've done what they want to do? Really, they don't kill the last enemy. Some weird AI, but okay. Those guards were useless.
Be safe.
Maybe they're only allowed to do so many attacks. You got it, Zeno.
Company.
Fire and flame! Farewell.
Deadly Brace can interrupt their explosion rather well.
Faster!
I can walk from here.
But my feet are tired.
Who the hell are you?
The worst nightmare.
Kill them!
You will leave this place or face the consequences. That's the end of that then.
That was very quick. Ooze.
Or maybe not.
It's that ooze.
Anything doing here? Doesn't matter. It goes too.
Those you deal with them now know a lot of their tricks, so that one had beams and balls.
Any more surprises? I'll take that as a no.
Bravo. A magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching. I thought you were keeping an eye out for a Kashik.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to see you slay that... whatever it was.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Do I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear?
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away, before any other unsavory characters move in.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to depart immediately. Leave it with me, my lord.